So I was scrolling through my home sex video collection on my phone, as I usually do, and something I realized that around 3 years ago, my dick looked huge on video. To remind you, I was not doing much PE back then, so I really didn't have a reason for it to look that big. But once I kept scrolling through those photos, I realized that back then I was pretty much shredded. So my body fat back then was pretty low. Which brings me to the topic of today's video, which is how to make your penis bigger in the fastest possible way. And the answer for that is, and most people are not gonna like it, is losing a bunch of weight. Because whether you like it or not, some part of your penis is actually being hidden by your fat pad. And when I say losing a bunch of weight, it's not really gonna help if you go from being 200 pounds and you lose a couple of pounds or 3 or 4 pounds. You actually need to lose quite a bit of weight so that your body fat is actually pretty low and a bigger chunk of your penis is exposed. Also, that is going to add to the proportions between the size of your body and the size of your penis, and your penis is just gonna appear bigger overall. Now, I've already started doing that. In fact, I can show you that currently I'm pretty low on body fat. And in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how I did it in the easiest possible way and how you can do it as well. All right, so I'm gonna give you a bunch of rules that I have and I follow, and they might seem harsh for a lot of people, but by all means. So first thing, I do not have food at home, like at all. There's no snacks, there's no chocolate, there is nothing at home. So if I wanna eat something, I really have to go and eat outside. Secondly, I'm not dieting and eating some boring chicken and rice food. I'm actually eating great food. So I would start the day with some coffee and bakery or something sweet outside, and I would eat like a good probably 300 to 500 calories worth of desserts. I do take multivitamins because when you're dieting, it's going to be very difficult for you to eat enough fruits and vegetables so that you could get all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. My vitamins of choice are InnoSubs, which I'm going to link them in the description of this video. However, you could just go to any pharmacy, pick whatever vitamins work for you, and that's going to be good. Now, the third thing is that I'm eating every day, basically just one proper meal, which is around 3 to 4 p.m. And that meal consists of grilled chicken, some steaks. Sometimes if I feel really hungry, I would have a burger. But again, you gotta be really careful with the burger because the sauce and the stuff they add with it can really bump up the calories and can make it more than 1,500 calorie per one burger. So in one meal, I'll try my best to get to 150 grams of protein while keeping the fats kind of medium or low if I can manage to do that. But there's really nothing wrong with eating fats. It just depends on you whether you want to get your calories from fat or from carbs. For me personally, I prefer fats. I feel better when I eat a high fat diet compared to a high carb. Now, the reason I eat 150 grams of protein is because I weigh around 72 kilos or around 150 pounds. So if you are training consistently, which I do, I train pretty much every day, you're supposed to be eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat or 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body fat. Now, let's talk about my training. So I train pretty much 5 days in a week. I don't really take the weekend off. I just take days off when I feel really tired and I'm dizzy and I cannot focus anymore from how overexhausted I am. And it normally happens after a big workout, like for example, legs or back. And the way I train is pretty simple. So I'll start the week with back, and I would do the usual back exercises. So pull-ups, rows, lower back extensions, and lat extensions. Then normally the day after a difficult workout, which back and legs are pretty difficult, I would do a smaller muscle group like shoulders. So with shoulders, I take it pretty easy because my shoulders are already screwed. And I would do lateral raises, I would do shoulder presses and shoulder extensions, which is basically the exercise that you're pulling to the back. And with the shoulders, I'd normally train my abs. And this part is actually one of the most important parts of this video, is if you want to get abs, listen to me. I have tried pretty much every ab exercise that is available, and there was just one exercise that worked the best, and I don't need to do any other exercise, just one exercise per week and you're good. And that exercise is called dragonflies. Now, if you attempt to do this exercise for the first time, especially if you haven't been training abs too much, you're going to realize that you're not gonna be able to do one proper rep from this exercise. Mostly because this exercise is so difficult and you really don't have to do much of it. So my first set would start with 10 reps, and then I cannot do another 10 reps. I'll probably do 6 and then 4 and then maybe 3 reps, and that would conclude my ab workout. However, please keep in mind that when I'm talking about dragonflies, I'm actually talking about doing it properly. And I'm gonna try and put how it's done here on the video. But what you're gonna keep in mind is that your back, or my back, normally does not even touch the board when I'm going down. So there's really a lot of tension on my muscles and it burns like a motherfucker. However, even though it's super hard, it is the only exercise that works for me. And I feel like the rest of the exercises are pretty much a waste of time, at least for myself. Now, regarding arms, again, I don't do much magic. Some bicep curls, tricep pull downs. I would do a couple of exercises for the biceps and a couple of exercises for the triceps, and I'm done. And also for legs, the same. I go with machines. I don't do squats because my back is totally fucked. So I would do the regular leg extensions, kickbacks, presses, and standing calf raises. But again, I gotta tell you, none of those exercises will work or make any sense if your diet is not on point. And what I mean by that is that you're getting enough proteins and you're in a caloric deficit, because you wanna keep your calories low so that you can lose some of that fat. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't weigh foods. I don't have time for that. I'm not measuring every calorie that I'm consuming. But what I know more or less, that I need a pound of meat per day to get my proteins. And I try to not have too much nasty stuff with them, especially things that are super high in fat. Definitely nothing fried. I try to keep my carb intake to as low as I can. And this is how I manage to diet without measuring everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm eating very delicious food. So I'm eating steaks every day, and I'm eating some nice marinated grilled chicken every day. I'm still managing to eat sweets in the morning, but you really gotta have to be careful with that, because sweets and the calories in sweets can really go up significantly depending on what you're consuming. So just to give you an example, one Cinnabon can be over 1,300 calories per one. And then, for example, a croissant might be 500 calories. And if you're like me and you eat sirniki, which is made of cottage cheese, it's around 300 calories. So you really got to be careful with that. I would keep the calorie intake in the morning to below 500 calories, and then I would eat all the bunch of proteins in one meal right after that. So after 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, when I finish my meal of the day, it's very important that I do not eat anything afterwards. So I would only be drinking some borjomi or some soda water, and there is no sugar or sweeteners in it. It's just basically water. And to be honest with you, I do not feel hungry at night, and I feel so much better going to sleep on a kind of an empty stomach. Keep in mind, I sleep around 10 or 11, so I don't stay up late. If I would stay up late, I'd probably get hungry, but I don't do that. And once I started doing that and basically stopped eating after the meal of the day, after 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., my digestion became so much better. I'm having much less problems with my digestion. I'm never bloated. I'm always feeling great. And I'd honestly recommend you to try that. Maybe the first couple of days are gonna be difficult, because if you're used to eating at night in the evening, you're gonna feel hungry the first 1 or 2 days in the evening. But once you overcome the first couple of days, trust me, you're not going to be feeling hungry in the evening, and you're just going to get used to it. And it's actually going to feel bad when you eat late at night. Now, obviously, if your goal is to make your penis bigger, it would help if you combine many different methods at the same time. So for me personally, I'm still stretching pretty much every day with the best extender, which I'm gonna link to in the description of this video. But so I'm doing two things at the same time. I'm losing body fat and I'm stretching my penis, which is making it bigger at the same time. So if you want the absolute fastest results, I'd recommend you to check out my penis enlargement course, which is available for free, and I explain to you exactly what I do every day to achieve my results. Links to that are gonna be in the description of this video below. And anyway, those are all my secrets. I laid down my exact program for you. If you want, you can follow it, and I'm pretty confident that you are going to get great results from it. And if you'd like to know what is the ideal penis size that most women actually prefer, click the video right here. And anyways, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye-bye.